In every moment of despair or almost quitting and giving up, if you haven't asked yourself how bad do you want it, if you haven't re-examined your why, then do you really want it? Because every time I think about how bad I want it and I think about my why, it automatically puts a fire back up under my ass. So I don't know if you need to journal. I don't know if you need to make some posters on the wall. But bitch, you over there, you the creatives over there. If you need to get up every day on a motherfucking spinny wheel and say, why the fuck am I doing this shit? What's my why? If you got to do this shit every single day to re-empower yourself, then that's what you got to do. Y'all remember being Mary Jane when she put the stuff on the wall to remind herself? If you got to remind yourself every day that you that girl and your vision that God gave you, make it plain, write it down. Michael Jackson did it and that shit worked. Amen?
Amen.
A motherfucking man. I want everyone to know that it's the little things, that make a bigger picture at the end of the day. It's the little things that help keep us motivated to get to the next thing and the next day. You know that saying where your grandmother said, just take it one day at a time? Brick by brick, dear. Brick by brick. We oftentimes overthink and overwhelm ourselves with the forecast of next week when we should just worry about how the weather is today. I say that to say, I don't know who this is for. I don't know who this is for. Take it one day at a time, mama. One day at a time. Right now, currently, I'm trying to build up my TikTok engagement with my Yapathon sessions. And I've gone from not posting at all to posting a video a day. I think that's an accomplishment.
There we go.
I think that's an accomplishment. Now, Kev on stage said you got to get to posting 5 videos a day without cease. Baby girl still got a 9-to-5 job, so we working on that.
Oh, my God.
But I'm giving myself a pat on the back because that's improvement. Improvement. We're not striving for perfection. We are striving for improvement. So now that I know I can get out a video a day, now I can work on editing my content in bulk. I think I record all the time. I have enough content to fucking post from now till next May. But now it's let's get on a cycle of maximizing my time. So now it's more about how can I get organized enough to post 5 times a day. But see, first you got to go from not posting to posting consistently to posting 5 times a day. You see how there was syncrecy in that?
Progression.
You understand what I'm saying? So now we're going to go into Minnie's manifestation. 1 year from today, I'll be glad I didn't quit because. Rhetorical, I'm going to let everyone listening to the show. This is the part where I want you to be in your car. You driving in your car. And you damn. 1 year from today, I'm glad I didn't quit because. So find your why, y'all. I'm going to give y'all a second. When you in church and they say, everybody say the prayer, you pray to yourself. Right now, this is your time to rock out. You in the car talking to yourself. Why are you going to be happy 1 year from today that you didn't quit? For me, I'm going to be glad 1 year from today I didn't quit because I'm going to be in a position to make sure all my friends are doing jobs that they love. I believe 1 year from today, I'll be in a position to employ my friends and my family. I believe 1 year from today, Minnie on the mic is going to be a thing. Black Cinderella is going to be hot. What about your friends is going to be a thing. I'm going to have so many brands up under this motherfucking umbrella. You get a job, you get a job, you get a job. I'm pouring seed into people left and right so that people can find their own vision and understand through seeing me do it in real time that they can do it too. I'm going to be glad 1 year from today I didn't quit because it's going to be another little girl coming up from the DMV, scared to leave her home. And God's going to say, just do the thing. I got your back. I'm your wings to fly, baby girl. And she's going to look at me and say, wow, Minnie did it, so can I. That's why I'm going to be glad 1 year from today, I didn't motherfucking quit. Period. I ate that up. I think I ate that up. This is a good one, you guys. The topic for today is quitting would be easier. If you haven't guessed it by now, I've been hinting to a lot of like career adversity and trying to achieve the thing. And I was watching a sermon from Pastor Mike Jr. at Rock City. Shout out to him. And his sermon was about like quitting would be easier. And I dead ass feel like I'm in a point in my career where it's like, I could just climb the corporate ladder at TV One. I could just go be a director and just work on the production side of, music videos and storytelling, all the things. I could do that. I could. That may be easier. But I've really come too motherfucking far. I really have. Like, so at this point, quitting would be easier, but also quitting is not an option. So we're just going to talk about some things that kind of come to mind for me. I think that I have an innate responsibility and duty to be vulnerable with you guys. I think that I am naturally a vulnerable person, and I'm going to tell it how it is. I don't have any cut cards with my friends in real life. I really am this passionate, bubbly, happy-go-lucky person, and I've actually had to work on not sharing. I kind of overshare with my folks. So, this is a space I've created. Y'all are my friend group. Y'all are my tribe. And so I just feel like it's my duty to be like super duper transparent about where I am so that someone knows that you are not alone. First things first, you will be looking for the support that you believe you deserve. People are going to let you down. I think one of the bigger things I've had to tell myself is you cannot expect you and other people. You got to be who God created you to be, and you have to create boundaries about not letting people play with you. But I know for me, like, I will go above and beyond for my friends, and I would like almost take a bullet for them. Some of them I actually will take a bullet for, but everyone is not going to go beyond and above in a fashion that I would. And I feel like in the past that would hurt my feelings because it's like, damn, I know I would do it for you, but you have to learn to not only not take things personal, but you really can't expect you from you. I mean, you can't expect you from other people. Oh, I think I've been going through a quiet season. Again, transparency. Moved to LA. I have been freelancing and working, but that relationship had an expiration date on it. The point that I'm making is the rejection that I experienced in that was ultimately God pushing me out and saying that just like I told Noah to build that ark, I told you to go build the thing too. So that rejection was the catalyst that forced me to birth Black Media Cinderella. And in that, I'm aiming, and the vision is to become a media conglomerate. The opportunities for me have been quiet. I have been creating my own opportunities. I hustled to get myself BET Awards weekend, credentials, and I'm out here creating street content. No big brands are banging at my door. I'm friends with anybody you could think of that are in these spaces. I'm not even going to say friends. I'm connected to, I'm peers with, I've worked with. I know all these people. And yeah, I'd be like, damn, I'm good enough. Why I'm not getting the calls? Why I'm not doing this and that? It's like, it's not really like I'm not good enough, but I just have a different path, and it's just been harder to accept. So I think I've been going through a quiet season of like not getting the opportunities I want, and I've just been creating them. God has made a way for me out of no way because of the people in my life, the people who continue to sow into me. So I'm also it brings me to tears because even though I've gone through this season of like going without, God still lets me know like I got you. Like, you got everything you need around you, and you got to believe it for yourself. I don't know who this for, but you got to believe that shit for yourself. You got to believe that everything that God has for you is already in you, is already around you. And yeah, quitting would be easier, but why would you quit when there's so many people that believe in you? It's so many people that want good for you. You just got to see it through, my boy. You got to see it through, my boy. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't want to do that, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? The next thing I wanted to talk about is God's ability to meet you where you are. You've got to get out of your own way. at the end of the day, God be waiting on us. I say this to my homegirl Jasmine all the time. I know it's me. When it comes to this whole TikTok thing, God gave me a word a long time ago. All I told you to do was open up your phone and talk. The scariest thing about this whole thing is I've been talking my whole fucking life. My godfather said at the age of 2, I was talking in full sentences and that no adult around me said goo goo gaga. And I think you could tell by looking at me that nobody never talked to me and said goo goo gaga. The adults in my family have told me they've always talked to me like an adult because I could always articulate myself. This is one story my parents told me. They were at a restaurant one time and I was like 2 or 3 and I was just doing whatever I was doing. And this old couple turns around and they were astonished that I was a fucking toddler. God has such a sense of humor because my dad nicknamed me Motor Mouth because he used to tell me I just don't know how to shut the fuck up. And God rest his soul. Joke's on you because now I'm actually doing the thing that God called me to do, and who knew that it would be me using my voice. And so all of that to say, God has been waiting on me to believe that all I had to do was be myself. And I, for so long, felt like being myself wasn't good enough. The list of insecurities that I have, I will not list for you today because that is another topic for another day. But I want you to know over there, the insecurities and the way that the enemy will implode on my mind to try to make me feel like this is not what I'm supposed to be doing will astound you. And however, I still showed up for myself and I still did it anyway. And so I want you to know that you shouldn't underestimate God's ability to meet you where you are, because where you are and who you are is good enough. And he's literally waiting on you to see that. I have a saying, if you take one step, God will take 50, but you have to consistently take that one step every day. That's the thing. God only required you to show up and do 15% more every day. Let God carry the brunt of the load. He's the one who's going to get you in the room. He's the one who's going to perform the miracle. He's the miracle worker. You're not. All you was called to do was the one thing he told you to do. And all you got to motherfucking do is be obedient. I don't know who I'm talking to. Just be obedient. He be talking to you every day, telling you what you need to do. And you haven't started on the thing yet. And you mad because you ain't where you want to be at. Because you're not making that step every day, girl. And I was you before. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. I was you. Release perfection. You're not Beyonce. And even Beyonce is not perfect. But I like to use Beyonce because she's the closest thing since sliced bread. Not next side of Jesus, because, I'm a Jesus lover. I'm never going to put a human on Jesus level status. And however, the work ethic Beyonce got is undeniable. And so putting her at the top of the Mount Everest is not wrong. But I'm just saying all this to say she's still human too, y'all. But I also saying that to say, you got to get out your own way. You have to have good work ethic. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Just don't offend God by thinking that you're supposed to do what God's supposed to do. Because I think sometimes we start doing what we want to do and we be fucking up the plan. And now we done delayed ourselves because you over here doing something he told you not to do. It's real simple, y'all. Humans, we really do make things more difficult than they need to motherfucking be. It's us at the end of the day. And so let me see. I think I've said enough. I think if I preach this sermon, shout out to preachers who preach sermons, because the amount of preparation it takes to preach a sermon, I've said enough. Yeah. Oh, yes. I know what I wanted to close out. In closing, I truly believe, and shout out to the great Tiana Taylor, when you know that you have God, that light will always shine. One of the bigger things that I think people be missing is a spiritual relationship with their higher power. Mine is God. I love Jesus. Amen. You have to be connected to something that's bigger than you. And it kind of grinds my gears that people always just think that they are so self-serving and that, you can just do it on your own. I think that one of my greatest gifts is the fact that I'm going to give it up to God every single time. I think that because I know how divinely connected I am to the Father and the Son, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So yeah, I go through these moments of not feeling good enough for all these things, but it's easier for me to just like keep pushing through and keep radiating God's light, because I know if I'm doing work for the kingdom, it's going to stick. I don't got to throw a million darts at the wall. So my encouragement to anyone who's struggling right now, really dig deep into that relationship with God. Journal, read your Bible, be a good person, lead with love, lead with the right things. Let the main thing be the main thing, and just limit the distractions. Don't be around people who corrupt good moral character. Don't be around people who don't pour into your dreams. Don't be around people who it takes to be a good friend. It takes being a good friend to have good friends. Don't be around people who showing up 50 and you showing up with 100. You know what I mean? Exactly. You know what I mean? Holla if you hear me. Exactly. Now, I want y'all to make a declaration to yourselves. In order for you to get to the next level, something in you has to die first, okay? This brings me to my life hack portion of the show. Today's life hack is about what has to die in me to get to the next level. At 21, 22, 23, I was a people pleaser. I was overly sensitive. I overly focused on like things going wrong in my life. I would say that like I wasn't prepared for what God had for me now, because I just didn't have anything built up in me. What had to die in me to get to this place was, I think, the people pleasing had to die in me. I think I had to develop a backbone, and I had to realize that putting me first is okay. I had to realize that selfishness is sometimes an act of self-love. That is what had to die in me when I was in my 20s. So for the girls that are chasing the thing, I encourage you to learn the lesson earlier. Say no. Don't feel bad about saying no. Other motherfuckers don't feel bad about saying no. Lucius, sometimes I got to choose me. Now, I will say, use discernment. Show up for people who show up for you, but don't feel like you got to overextend yourself to try to be friends or prove that you such a solid and good person. Because the people who are meant to reciprocate the energy that you give will find you. But I'm telling you, figure out the people who don't sooner. You will be much better off. What do I believe now needs to die in me? I actually want to ask my friend Chris that's in the room, because he spends a lot of time around me. Knowing what you've known about me in the last 2 years and where I am now, what do you think is one thing in me that you feel like needs to die for me to unlock the next level?
I just want you to believe in yourself more. That's pretty much it. I think anything other than the things that I say to you, when I say like you're great, or like even just filming this, it's like you asked how you did, I'm like fantastic. I only say that when I mean it. So if I say it and I'm opinionated as fuck, believe it. It's almost like believing what God says about you, right? It's like, okay, hey, like I believe you are this. You know, the Bible. If God can't lie, and He said that those words, you know, in the Bible years ago, those words are still true today. And if those words are still true, like they're true for all of us, right? Especially you. So it's like, of course, my words might be a little minimal compared to that, but it's like if I say that you're great, and God already said that about you, I'm really just confirming what He's already said. So you just gotta believe it.
That was a word. Because when you said God cannot lie, and if God said it and I reaffirmed it and said it, then what's wrong with you? I received that. Trey, in the short time that you've been around me, that you've known me, what do you feel like needs to die in me for me to unlock that next level?
What do I feel like needs to die in you to unlock that next level? I agree with what Chris was saying. Just believe in yourself, right? I think what needs to die is you overthinking, right? Overthinking and leaning on to the perception of others is what's going to take you out of this whole competition that you've been on through this marathon. Right? The perception of other people is just the audience. But you're the one that's on this track. All right? So that's the only thing I would think for you to win.
Man, I think that's a word. I have been working on that. I have. I think that if I had to give myself a grade, I'm at a 75, which is a C, so I'm passing, but I'm not quite there, which is, it rings true because I wake up sometimes now, I wake up sometimes now and I'm like, damn, I believe it. I absolutely believe it. One of the reasons why I can say I believe it more today than I did before is because it gives me chills to know that God told me to move here. Like, his voice was so clear. He told me to move to LA. And to see where I'm at 4 years later, it ain't even about a billboard. It's the fact that God has planted me in a place that a lot of people can't make it. I really have community. I really am in actor circles. I'm really in the media girly circle. I'm really out here like touching the people, doing the thing that I've dreamt about my whole life in real time. And God has been sustaining me the whole time. So it's like, why are you second guessing that? And I'm like, damn, he really has planted me. I went through not having a job for a while, different friendship fallouts, being isolated by myself. Anything that you could think of outside of being homeless and having to sell drugs or pop coochie full something, I ain't had to do none of that. Your down bed, not my down bed. But everything else, I pretty much gone through and been tested, and God sustained me. And so the bigger piece is like, you in these rooms, and I know God called me to more. And so I do believe that everything that God has been saying about me and that God has been using my friends to affirm in me is true. And I absolutely do believe it more and more. But now I'm about to make it my business to make sure I'm like walking in that confidence. And being confident doesn't make you cocky. Being confident just means you're self-assured. So if it's something in me that's not acting self-assured, today I make the declaration that I'm going to change that because I do believe it. I really do. I just need to do better in the showmanship of it. I think I have boomers as parents, and my mom has always raised me to just be super humble and meek. And people feel like, no, you got to pop your shit. You got to do this and that. And I'm not really a pop your shit type of girly. And I don't have to. But I can walk in more self-assured confidence. And so that's me believing like that's going to die in me because I got shit to do. A year from now, I'm supposed to be employing somebody watching my podcast right now. You know what I mean? So I received that. I think that was, excuse me. I think that was a beautiful life hack. And I think that that's a beautiful place to kind of close things off and wind things down. Friends and community. If there's one thing I hope somebody took away from this episode is that we are all going through the same thing in different fonts and different versions. There's somebody out here that wants to be a neuroscientist. There's somebody out here that's studying to be a marine biologist. There's a girl out here being the first American to roll from California to Hawaii. She like on day 25 or something. You know what I mean? In our respective fields, we are all in a place where we're constantly trying to figure it out, where we're constantly showing up a little bit more every day. And so my encouragement is just to know that you're not alone. You're not alone. You got a friend in me. Feel free to email me at minnie.tweet@gmail.com if there's a testimony, if there is something you want to share, if there's advice that you need as you are trying to advance into your creative journey or whatever the thing may be. If there's something that God put on your spirit that you want to say, email me, okay? And please follow and subscribe at What About Your Friends on Instagram. Minnie Skirt does many things on YouTube. getting my Patreon up and going. I'm still looking to build my team. I have a beautiful team right now, but I'm still looking for people who want to create and be the thing that God told them that we need to have in this space. Like, create and do the thing that we don't have right now. So I'm always looking for people. And follow me, Mini Skirt Mert, on everything. And look out for my Patreon episodes to come. And I'm so grateful and thankful to be in a space where you guys are watching me build the thing in real time. And so, you know, without further ado, fuck with me. Fuck with me. Fuck with me. It's your girl, Mini Skirt Mert, your favorite voice in the room, checking out. Till next time, I love you guys. Peace.